Alrighty, we're going to play Clouds. We're going to practice this together a little bit. So we'll break it into little sections and practice each section a few times, and then we'll play. I'll play the whole thing for you at the end. So the first section we're going to play is the beginning, measure 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so if you have your music, look at 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to play it. So remember the right hand. We just have this little arpeggio the whole time. And the left hand is just moving. You notice the bottom note stays the same. Up with our thumb and back down. Okay? So we're going to try playing hands together. Okay, why don't you try that out? Let me turn my keyboard up a little bit. You can pause it if you didn't get all the way through it and you want to practice it a few times. Let's try it again. I'll play it again. You can see it again. Your turn. Why don't you try playing that? Let's try that one more time. Your turn. All right, so hopefully you got through that. If you didn't, you can always pause it, rewind, and practice that section some more. But we're going to look at the next section. So this is measure 5, 6, 7, and 8. The right hand, we've got whole notes, so we're going to play B on top and C on the bottom. But you notice if you look at your music, the C always stays there on the bottom, so we're just kind of moving our hand down a little bit with the thumb staying in its spot. And then we move down to G with the fourth finger here, and then back up to A. Okay, so that's measure 5, 6, 7, and 8 in the right hand. You can pause it and try that out if you want, or just continue. So the left hand, let me move my camera a little bit so we can actually see the, didn't have it set up quite right. So our pinky's on A, and then we hold. I like to switch my finger here so that I can reach easily to the F. But if you don't want to, you can just hold it and then jump. But either way, we're switching or jumping down to this low F. I know it's right on the edge of the camera, but hopefully you can see it okay. And we're playing F. Okay, let's try hands together. We'll play it 3 times about. Hands together. Let me move my camera a little bit more. Sorry. Let's try this hands together. So, this is measure 5. So I switch. It's kind of a lot going on, so practice that up a little bit. You can pause if you want some extra time. but let's try it one more time. Your turn. So again, you can always pause the video and practice a little bit extra if you want. Let's do it maybe one more time. So the next four measures, measures 9, 10, 11, 12, they're the same as the beginning, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're not going to practice that in sections. We're not going to practice that part in sections. We're going to skip it, and we're going to jump up to 13. 13 is almost the exact same thing as what we just practiced, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 13, 14, 15, and 16 is almost the exact same thing. There's only one difference. At the very end, the right hand, we start in the same place on B, we move down, and then we move one more down. We don't go back up to A, we go down to F. Okay? So that's the only difference. So we'll only practice this maybe a couple times, but let's try it. So 13, hands together. The left hand's the exact same as what we just practiced. So let's try it. I swap fingers. Why don't you give that a shot? You can pause it if you want to try that a few times. Or if you didn't have enough time to get through it, but let's try it one more time. Hands together, I'll play it one more time. Down one more to F. So try that out. Okay, so let's look at measure 17. Last part. It looks kind of scary, but it's really not that bad. 17, it starts off with the right hand playing these two notes with these two fingers, which is a little bit funny, but we did just come from here. The last measure we just played was this, so it makes sense to go to our second finger here. Also kind of makes sense with what we're going to do next, which is that arpeggio we've been playing at the beginning of the song. Now here, we go back up to a fifth on E and B. It's two of the notes we've been playing in this arpeggio, so it's really not that bad. So just be careful of that last little part. Go up to E and B. Okay, the left hand in the meantime, it's playing on C, and it's playing the same arpeggio we've been playing in our right hand, but the opposite direction. We're going to go up. Like this. And the same movement, we go down to a fifth with C and G on top. Like that. It's the two of the notes of the arpeggio. Let's try it hands together real quick. So hands together, we start with our E and C here. And this is where we play both at the same time. You can take a little bit of extra time at the end there, slow down. Like the music has marked a ritenuto or ritardando, which means the slowdown. Why don't you try that out? You can pause it if you need a little extra time to practice it. But let me play it one more time and then we can try it out. And then we'll play the whole song. So this last part, 17. And notice I used a ritardando at the end. I gradually got slower and slower and slower. That's a nice musical effect, but it also makes it a little easier to play, to be honest. Why don't you try that out one more time? I suppose for consistency's sake, we'll do this one more time even. So here we go.